What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we are going to jump back over to Marvel Comics and continue our coverage over the Age of Apocalypse storyline. And we're going to pick up with another issue where Magneto's X-Men team is trying to take down Apocalypse. Except this time, they think that they have a way to finally stop him. But the only way they can stop him is to go to the moon. So if you like today's comic book video, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. Now, in the next chapter of Age of Apocalypse, we keep our focus on Magneto and his X-Men team. Now, we don't see his X-Men team with him. We see him fighting against Diablo and the Absorbing Man, who are really just here to show us Magneto really can't do it on his own. Why is he fighting against these guys? Well, he came to save Robert Kelly, who in this universe is trying to build some kind of connection between mutants and humans, except that North America is owned by Apocalypse. His forces came to get rid of Senator Kelly. Getting back into the fight, it does get pretty brutal, and it seems that maybe Magneto might actually lose this fight between him and Diablo and the Absorbing Man. Now, of course, we know that Magneto's X-Men team is not going to leave him to fight these guys by himself. Nightcrawler and Rogue do appear, and they tell us that they planned to come save Robert Kelly. It's just that Magneto could not wait and thought he had to take action now to save Kelly. We see the two of them take down Absorbing Man and Diablo. This leads to setting up the main plot of this book, which is that Nightcrawler in this universe actually talks to his mother. She told him that they have finally located Apocalypse and also think it is the perfect time for them to finally get rid of him once and for all, which of course is the one thing Magneto wants to do, to save North America from Apocalypse. This leads into us picking up with Scott Summers. Of course you know him as Cyclops, where we see him right now at the torturing room in one of Apocalypse's places. We have to remember that Scott Summers is on Apocalypse's side since he was adopted by Mr. Sinister. Also, with Scott Summers being chosen as genetic superior, he has royalty status in the Apocalypse forces. We continue the process of seeing him slowly realizing that Apocalypse is technically a bad guy, and that is when he is confronted by the Horseman of Death. Now, the Horseman of Death has changed from a couple videos to now. It was a lady, but now it's a guy, and we are not going to see him again after this book. But he tells us that rumors are getting out that Scott Summers might be leaving the forces of Apocalypse. You have Scott Summers play it off and says there is no way he would disrespect the High Lord Apocalypse, and then he leaves. We then learn about where Magneto's X-Men team is hiding now. Since their last base was destroyed thanks to Nemesis, who is now going by Holocaust, they found some kind of bunker underneath Sam Guthrie's farm. Now Sam, aka Cannonball, is not there. He actually went and joined Apocalypse forces, but Magneto's X-Men are staying down there. Also, we get our first introduction to Morph, a character who can shapeshift, where he sees that Sabretooth is trying to help a young girl named Blink. Blink is a mutant who has the ability to teleport things through her portals, which makes her a more powerful teleporter than Nightcrawler. Matter of fact, we're going to see how powerful she truly is. But this is Blink in this universe who has gone through some things. she was captured and tested on by Dark Beast and Mr. Sinister. We are going to learn more about that when we cover her 4-part miniseries that Marvel gave her, or I might not cover it. I haven't decided yet. Either way, Sabretooth is trying to be a good friend or even a father figure to the girl because she has been so scared lately, but he is trying to build up her toughness because with her being with the X-Men, things could pop off any second and she has to be ready for it no matter what. Sadly, he is unable to get her to break out of her shell. We then see Magneto's X-Men team talking about the fact Apocalypse has a ship and that is where he is hiding. Now this is a very big ship, which of course is not even on Earth. That is when you have someone mention that the ship is actually on the blue area of the moon. So the question everyone is asking is how in the world are they going to make it to the moon? Getting back to Cyclops, we see that he is waiting on Death to hand something over. We learn that it is the Terrigen Mist. This of course helps Inhumans unlock their powers, except in this universe, Death uses it for different kinds of experiments. Cyclops is here because Mr. Sinister has asked Death to hand over the mist so he can use it for his own experiments. Except Death says no because to him, he does a better job actually helping Apocalypse rather than Mr. Sinister does. So he tells Cyclops that he cannot have the Terrigen Mist. We then see Sabretooth go visit Blink again, who is still shy and scared at the moment. We know why he is here. He is here to ask her to help teleport everyone to the base of Apocalypse so they can actually get rid of him. Now the way Sabretooth is acting right now is not the same way he was acting earlier, trying to lighten the mood with Blink. Except when he asked her to join and use her powers to help the X-Men out, she agrees very easily, and it confuses Sabretooth because she knows that that is not Sabretooth, that it is actually Morph pretending to be Sabretooth. Either way, he was able to convince her to help the X-Men out with their mission to go to the moon. We then get a moment where you have Rogue find Magneto, and we see that over the time Apocalypse has taken over North America, Magneto has gone from a man who was so determined and felt like he could take down Apocalypse to a man who feels like he is failing at his job as a leader and thinks maybe there is no way for him to stop Apocalypse at all. You have Rogue try to cheer him up and hope it works because at this point they are technically an item now. Except it is not working, but they get interrupted by Morph and Blink, letting them know that now Blink is in the right mood and is going to help them get to the moon to stop Apocalypse. We do get a page where Cyclops begins to think that maybe he should stop Death, because it seems that Death is trying to replace Apocalypse. Cyclops finds Death actually more of a monster than Apocalypse. We are going to skip a few pages and jump to the part where the X-Men team has made it to the base of Apocalypse, except they are confronted by Death and a team of clones of the Inhumans. Yes, the Inhumans you know, like Black Bolt and Medusa. The other popular ones are there too. The real ones are dead, and these are just clones of them. So this is Marvel saying they are not even important at all. But this battle does go on for a while, where it lasts for a good amount of pages. Except after those pages, we see one by one each X-Men is taken down by the forces of Death and the Inhumans. The only person who was able to escape this battle and not get captured is Blink. The rest of the team is taken away by Death and his Inhuman clones. After the fight, we see her sneaking around the place of Apocalypse, hoping that she does not get caught. Except she does get caught by Cyclops, who reveals that he does want to take down Death and he's going to help her save the X-Men. also mentions that Apocalypse is not even here. When the X-Men arrived, the alarms went off and they sent Apocalypse back to Earth. Now this is where we get this quick, literally quick wrap up for this book right here. We switch over to the torturing room where we see Death getting ready to torture the X-Men. He hasn't started yet, but before he can, Cyclops and Blink both appear in the room, where you have Cyclops also release Sunfire, where Sunfire is apparently the superpower being that everybody is scared of. But the point is that you have Blink being able to teleport Cyclops out first to somewhere else, and then teleport her and the X-Men out of the base before Sunfire blows up the place, killing the base of Apocalypse and also killing off Death. And this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video.